Let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, class. Good morning, students. How are you today?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
Very good. All right. So this is the first online English class, right? Right. Before we have a class in the classroom, but now we have online class. But there is no difference actually. We are still learning. Okay, so well, students, today our topic is about, can you guess what is our topic today? All right. Right, so our topic today is giving advice and suggestions. Giving advice and suggestions. Do you know advice? What advice is? All right, so giving advice and suggestions. If you want to give an advice in English, how would you say that correctly? All right, okay, so before we start or before we go further, I'd like to let you know our learning objectives today. So what are our learning objectives or our learning purposes? So the purpose of learning this topic is, number one, a student can identify the social function and language structure of expression of giving advice and suggestions. So at the end, hopefully at the end of our learning today, you will be able to identify the social function and the language structure of expression of giving advice and suggestions. And number two, you are able to distinguish the forms of expression of giving advice and suggestions. How to form, how to construct the sentence when you want to give an advice or suggestions in English. And then number three, to respond the expression of giving advice and suggestion. When someone is giving an advice or someone is giving you advice, how would you respond? Okay, and number four, students are able to construct a complete and correct sentence of giving advice and suggestions. Okay, these are our learning purposes or our learning objectives today. Okay, so at the end, still have time, I'm gonna ask some questions to evaluate or to find out whether you understand our topic today or not. Okay, let's start. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so have a look at this picture. It's an interesting picture between daddy and son. Okay, can you read that? Can you read?
Let me, sir.
Okay, you don't need to read, but just read silently. Everyone is reading silently and then try to understand. Okay, I will guide you here. Okay, hi son, mommy is having birthday tomorrow. What kind of present should I get her? And then the son say, hi daddy, I think you should buy her a bunch of flowers. That is a good idea. Thank you, son. I love you. Thank you, daddy. I love you too. Okay, here. Right. You understand?
Yes,
You understand
sir.
the dialogue?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, can you find in this short dialogue an expression of giving advice? Can you? What is the expression of giving advice in this dialogue? Right, here when the son say, Look at here when the son says, I think you should buy her a bunch of flowers.
Flowers.
Yes, I think the son say, I think you should buy her a bunch of flowers. Right, this is expression example of expression giving advice. Please pay attention. How does the boy or the son form the sentence when he wants to give an advice? I think you should buy her a bunch of flowers. So we are focusing on using should here. You got it? I think you should buy. I think you should buy her a bunch of flowers. Or another sample, I think you should take her for dinner in a big restaurant. Or I think you should buy her a new dress. All right, this is another example. Okay, let's move on. Right here, interesting pictures. Okay, so if you want to create a sentence for advice, you can use should, ought to, and had better. Should, ought to, and had better. Yeah, ought to. You can say ought to, or in speaking, you can oughta. Yeah, should, oughta, or ought to, and had better. Okay, now we will learn how do we use these three words in a sentence. Okay, now the first picture. What is he doing, the boy? What is the boy doing? What is the boy doing? Okay, right. He makes your bed. Right. So if you want to give a suggestion or advice using should in a sentence, can you form the sentence? Make your bed, and then you should. You should make your bed. You should make your bed. Okay, now ought to. You ought to make your bed. Okay, so had better. You had better make your bed. There is interruption. Okay. Technical problem here. Okay, number 2. Are you still joining us? Are you still following us? Okay. Right, so go to bed. You should go to bed. You ought to go to bed. You had better go to bed. Okay, now the third picture. The third picture. Yes, you should have some coffee or tea. Are you out to have some coffee or tea? Had better? Yeah, that's right. You had better have some coffee or tea. That's easy, right? Okay, now the boy is drinking. What is the boy doing? What is the boy doing? He is drinking water. Okay, now put have some water as advice. Okay, using should. You should have some water. You ought to have some water. Yeah, you had better have some water. Okay, the next picture. What is he doing? Looks very serious, right? Okay, this is okay. Study hard. He is studying harder. Okay, so put in the sentence as advice. You should study harder. You ought to study harder. You had better study harder. Okay, and then the last picture. Can you say that? Can you put in the sentence? What is she? What happening? What's happening here? It seems that the boy is having problem with his chest, and then he is going to see a doctor. Oh, he is seeing a doctor. Right, see a doctor. Okay, you should see a doctor. You ought to see a doctor. And then you had better see a doctor. You got it? Okay, very good. So now we move to the next slide. Okay, now here it is short conversation. I'm gonna put those pictures in a very short conversation. Okay, here, what's the matter? What's the matter? Look at the picture, this one. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, mom is grumpy. Mom was angry. My mom is grumpy. Grumpy means angry. Yeah. My mom is grumpy and complaining about my bed. What happened with your bed? Maybe the bed is messy. And then where can you advise the boy? Yeah, then you should make your bed. Yeah, you should make your bed. I mean, you have to tidy up your bed. You should tidy up your bed, or you should make your bed. You got it? Make your bed means you should tidy up your bed. You can say you should make your bed. And the response, if someone gives you an advice and the boy would say, oh, that is a good idea. Thank you. You got it? I hope you are following us and understand what we are studying today. And then we move to the next slide. Oh, what is going on here? What's happening? The man, it seems that he is having problem with his neck. And let's ask him, what's the matter? What's the matter? I am tired. I am tired. Tired in English, it can be when you work very hard. When you work, for example, from 7 in the morning until 6 in long hours work, and then you get tired. You are tired. You are sleepy. You are drowsy. So you can say, I am tired. Yeah, I am tired. Okay, so when someone is tired, what can you advise him? Yes, you should have some coffee or tea. You should have some coffee or tea. Well, you have another, I believe you have another advice, but this is only the example. You should have some coffee or tea. Or what is another advice? You should stop working. Or you should go somewhere. Or you should wash your face. Yeah, that can be an advice too. And what is the response when someone gives you an advice? Someone gives you advice. Oh, sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a good idea. Now, sound is kedengarannya. Yeah. Sounds like a good idea. Okay, you got it? I hope you understand and still following us. Okay, so and then the next slide is okay. What's happening? Someone is alone in the classroom, right? And what's the matter? Okay, do you think he is having problem? Yes, I guess so. But what's happening? What is going on? Oh, he failed the test. Let's ask him, what's the matter, man? And then he will answer, I failed my test. I failed my test. I failed my test. All right. So will you say something? Will you say something? Or will you advise him? All right. So look at the picture. Yeah, the picture gives you the clue. Yeah, you should study harder. Yeah, you should study harder. Okay. And then the response, thanks for the advice. Thanks for the advice. So we have several slides already, some expression and some responses also. Okay, so I hope you still remember. Okay, let's go back again. So look at this one. Number one, the response is that is a good idea. You should make your bed, and the response is that is a good idea. You got one? And then the next slide is you should have some coffee or tea. And then the response is sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a good idea. You got two responses already. And then the next slide is you should study harder. And then the response is thanks for the advice. Thanks for the advice. So we got three responses here, okay? You can make a note of it, the way or how to respond someone's advice. Okay, we move to the next slide.
Kayak mana Kak biar dengar Kak?
Adek, aku cuma nggak tahu sih dek, mau pakai laptop.
Apa, Dek?
Suaranya nggak ada.
Okay,
Ada
next.
sih nggak videonya.
Okay, look at the picture. What's going on here? What's the matter? Oh, and let's ask the man what is happening, what is going on. It seems he's not feeling well. Yeah, he doesn't feel well. I don't feel well. He said, I don't feel well. If he doesn't feel well, will you advise him something? All right, you should go to bed. If he doesn't feel well, then you can ask him or you can advise him to go to bed. Then what you have to say, you say you should go to bed. Yeah, you should go to bed. Or here, I forgot to say, you can also you out to go to bed, right? Or you had better go to bed. Yeah, you should go to bed, or you out to go to bed, or you had better go to bed. And the response is that is a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, so I forgot to tell you how to use had better and out to. Okay, from the previous slide. For example, like this one here, you should make your bed. You also can say you out to make your bed. The response, same thing. That's a good idea. Yeah, you should make your bed. Or you out to make your bed. Or you had better make your bed. And this one, second slide, you should have some coffee or tea. Or you also can say you out to have some coffee or tea. Or you say you had better have some coffee or tea. What is the response? Sounds like a good idea. Okay, so the next is you should study harder. You had better study harder. Or you can also say you out to study harder. Out to is it's together. Okay, it's not different word. They are not different words, but they must be together. They must be coming together. You cannot separate it out and then to. Out, that is separated in writing, but the meaning is one. Out to. They always come together. Okay, so you should go to bed, you out to go to bed, or you had better go to bed. All right, here I have some cases here, some occasion or cases here, some issues here, and then it's your turn to say or to give the advice. You can write that on your note. Okay, you can write that on your note. What's the matter? I ate a hot pepper, chili. I ate a hot pepper. Okay, someone is having problem because he just had what is that? He just eaten a hot pepper or a hot chili. So what is your advice? You should, right? You should have some water. Okay, or you should drink milk, right? Okay, or you should, or you ought to have some water, or you had better have some water. Okay, next. Okay, I cannot sleep at night. Someone is having, what's the matter? I cannot sleep at night. Okay, you suggest someone to do something here, or would you advise him? What would you advise him? All right, you should see a doctor. It means he is having problem. Yeah, and then we can advise him. We can advise him to see a doctor or to go to a doctor. You should go to a doctor, or you should see a doctor, or you ought to see a doctor, or you had better see a doctor. You had better see a doctor. And okay, the next. What's the matter? I feel bored. What's bored? Yeah. Yeah, bosan. Yeah, I feel bored. Will you say something? You should, for example, if he is staying in the room and then he feel bored, and then you should go out. You should find a fresh air. You ought to go out from your room, or you had better go out from your room. You had better go to movies. Okay, right. So the response, oh, very good suggestion. Thanks a lot. A good suggestion. Okay, the next slide. Okay, here I have an example of conversation here. And what is your advice? Can you read that? Okay, you can read silently. All right. And then I will guide you to read from here. Okay. The man is planning to buy a mobile phone, and then he needs an advice from his friend. Yes, he is confused whether to buy Samsung S20 Ultra or iPhone 11 Pro Max. Okay, so and then he asked his friend, should I buy Samsung S20 Ultra or iPhone 11 Pro Max? The advice, I think you should buy Samsung S20 Ultra. Why is that? Because it has bigger RAM and bigger battery than iPhone. Because it has a bigger RAM and a bigger battery than iPhone. Oh, sounds like a good idea. And the response is, sounds like a good idea. Okay, what is the expression of giving advice here? That's right. I think you should buy Samsung S20 Ultra. So I put I think here. I do not say only you should buy Samsung S20 Ultra, but I put I think. I think you should buy Samsung S20 Ultra. So when you are giving suggestion or advice, so you can put or you can start before you say you should, you can start the sentence with I think for politeness, because not everyone like the idea sometimes, right? The advice. So when you say I think you should see a doctor, I think you should study hard, that's more polite. For politeness you can add I think, rather than to say yeah, you should go to a doctor, or you should study harder, you should drink, or you should have some water. Okay, why don't you say I think you should have some water, I think you should study harder. So that is for politeness. It's more polite than to say you should study harder. Okay, right? Or you can say maybe, or maybe, perhaps, maybe you should study harder. I failed my test. I failed my test. Then you can advise him, oh, maybe you should study harder. Or perhaps you ought to study harder. Okay? I hope you are still following us. Okay, so the next slide. Okay, here, and then how do we form the sentence? How do we form the sentence? When we are using should and using ought to and had better for advice, or in the sentence for advice. Okay, here, look. I, you, he, she, it, we, and they are, these are we call subject. Okay, these are we call subject. And then the model, this one we call modal verb. Modal verb or modal. Okay, modal. Okay, so I should not, or I shouldn't, and then you ought to, or ought to, or ought not to, not ought to not, but we gotta say ought, or he ought not to. And then when it's negative, we had better, it's positive. And then it's negative, we had better not. You had better not. Or you can construct, you can shorten it or construct it. They'd better not. Okay, so what is happening after this model? What is happening after this model? All right, its base form of verb is coming after this model. You don't need to put to, and then you don't need to add in. For example, I should make change. That is the correct one. You cannot say I should to make. It's wrong sentence. I should making. It is not a proper sentence too. So I should make change. Are you out to make change? So again here out to is together, right? And we had better make change. Or in negative, we had better not. Not we had not better, but we had better not make change. So this is the verb, the basic verb. So this modal verb is followed by basic verb or base form of a verb. Verb 1, without to and without ing. Okay, the next is here. So now using should, ought to, and had better. What are the difference? Is there any difference of using this model, especially in the meaning? Yes, there are some differences. Okay, so here you should assess. I'm gonna give you some example. You should assess yourself before you look for a job. And then the second sentence, she out to look for a new job. The first sentence and the second sentence, I use should and ought to here. Look at this one here. You should assess. And then this one, she out to look for a new job. Okay, here, should and ought to, they are interchangeable. Yeah, we can swap it. I mean, they are same thing. Yeah, and it is used for general advice. General advice, and they are same thing. Ought to and should, they are very similar, almost similar. Okay, even we can say they are interchangeable. You got it? So, and then again here, it's for general advice. You should assess yourself before you look for a job. Or she ought to look for a new job. General advice. And then what about had better? Had better, you had better finish this project or you might lose your job. Okay, had better is stronger. Is stronger, is stronger. Yeah, it's more strong. It's stronger than when you want to give an advice to someone using had better, it means your advice is stronger. And there will be something happening, negative thing will happen if you don't do that advice. For example, like you had better finish this project or you might lose your job. So there is consequences, there is negative thing happen if you don't do the advice. Instead, you had better finish this project or you might lose your job. So that's stronger. Okay, all right. Next is, should I ask about the salary at the interview? All right, so you can use should for question. Should I ask about the salary at the interview? It is very common to say that in English. Yeah, in English it's very common. Should I ask about the salary at the interview? You can use should for question, but you cannot use had better and should for question. It's not common to say in English. For example, ought to I ask or had better I ask? No. Grammatically it's correct, but it's not very common. They don't say. English speaking people do not say that. It means that is not common to say. Grammatically it's okay, but not common to say. So better not to say that. Yeah. So only should can be used for question. Right, like I said at the beginning, for politeness, you can also add maybe or I think when you give advice to someone for politeness, rather than to say you should be more careful or you out to look for a different job. Yeah, if you add more, maybe you should be more careful when you write your resume, or I think he out to look for a different job. So using I think or maybe. Okay, and the next is, she probably should take the job. She probably should take the job, or she should probably take the job. Okay, should, it can be followed by probably, before and after. So here, look at this one. This is probably, she probably, and then coming after probably is should, the model. She probably should take the job. Or also you can say, she should probably take the job. Same thing. Yeah, you can use probably before should, or you can use probably after should. You got it? And she probably should take the job. She should probably take the job. And then She probably out to take the job. She probably out to take the job. Okay, so she probably out to, it can be followed, or you can use probably before out to. She probably is used before out to, and she out to probably take the job. Okay, she out to probably take the job. So here is another, what is that? The complete explanation of that. Right, I think we are now at the end of our session today, and then 30-minute class is over now. So if you are still having problem with our topic today, you are free to ask me. You can ask me by email, or you can ask me by via WhatsApp. Okay, so this is part 1. If you are still having problem with this topic, we're gonna have part 2. Okay, you can forward your questions, and then we're going to discuss in the next meeting. All right, so hopefully this is our class today. Hopefully you are enjoying the class. You enjoy our class today, and at the end, thank you very much for joining our online English class today, and see you again in the next presentation in part 2. Thank you. Good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.